My name is Laura Holden. I'm a nurse practitioner with the Connector service through Primary Children's Hospital, and I work through Intermountain Hospital. I had no idea the profound impact that my medical training would have on the events that were about to unfold. It was a Saturday. I had my grandma living with me. I was her caregiver. My aunt had come to visit my grandma. My aunt had sat down, we were chatting for maybe 2 minutes, and all of a sudden I know something wasn't right with my aunt. She wasn't talking correctly. She started to just kind of shift and slump, and I all of a sudden thought she passed out. I could hear that she was agonally breathing. I called 911.
911, what is your emergency?
The dispatcher helped me quickly assess the situation. I said, I'm a nurse practitioner, I'm CPR trained. And that clued her in to give me quick direction. She said, get her to the floor, we need to start CPR. My husband and I lifted my aunt to the floor and I started CPR immediately. The dispatcher then started to count the rate for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was a crazy situation. My aunt is in full-blown cardiac arrest in my living room in my basement. My toddler's running around asking, is Carolee okay? I'm doing CPR. I'm 5 months pregnant. This was a lot. It was a lot to handle and a lot in the moment. After 8 minutes, the fireman team and the EMS team came in through my garage and the teams began to set up. Immediately, there was a EMS person next to me who decided, I'm going to take over compressions. On your next count, I will put my hands on. 1, 2, 3, 4, my hands off, his hands on. We didn't miss a beat. I took a breath. I let the gravity hit me. It was pretty crazy what was happening. This was my aunt. This wasn't a patient in the hospital. I cared so deeply about her and I wanted her to survive, but I really didn't know if that was possible. I returned to the room and watched the EMS team continue the full cardiac code in my living room. I knew exactly how long we'd been doing CPR because I'd started with a 911 phone call and watched the time. 25 minutes of CPR. It's a long time. It's a long time even in the hospital.
My name is John Stone. I'm a battalion chief with South Jordan Fire Department in South Jordan, Utah. After an initial placement of the cardiac monitor, we noticed that the patient was in VFib. The patient was being bagged with a bag valve mask. An IO was established and medications, including epinephrine 1 to 10, amiodarone, were given in accordance with ACLS guidelines. The patient was defibrillated multiple times.
I didn't know if she was going to make it. We were down to the point on the algorithms where we're checking off the H's and T's. The final steps before you stop CPR and call it. At that moment, Carolee moved her arm. She started to breathe on her own. This was a true miracle. A true miracle. I packed up my things and met them at the hospital. She had sustained a SCAD, a spontaneous coronary artery dissection. It's crazy. 1 in 20 people who are in the hospital leave the hospital. 5%. That's people who have the SCAD in the hospital. We had to get her there. And that CPR and the RQI training that I had sustained her long enough to get her to the hospital.
When someone learns ACLS, they learn about the chain of survival for an individual who's experienced a cardiac event. One of the most crucial components of this chain of survival is early CPR and defibrillation. Had it not been for the early intervention by a medical professional on scene, I believe that the outcome of this call would have been drastically different.
I think my experience with my aunt and doing CPR in my home reveals that RQI is about people. It's about our loved ones.
My name is Carolee Goetz, and I am Laura's aunt. After being released from the hospital, it had been 9 days since I was able to see Laura, and it was so emotional to be able to be reunited with her. It was a great day to be back with her and to thank her for her amazing abilities and for her training. We are a lot more bonded now. And I couldn't thank her enough. One of the beautiful things that I was able to experience after my event was my son's wedding, and being able to do the mother-son dance with him and holding each other in our arms and dancing and enjoying the moment. It was just incredible.
I am so grateful for Intermountain Healthcare and their implementation of the RQI program. Had I not had it, I don't know what would have happened that day. I'm grateful for RQI. I think this program is incredible, and it's one of the things that I will always remember as a critical piece in that eventful day.